postcards out of lynchings and sell them in stores. Hence is why I don't say I'm going to a picnic, because picnic really means pick a nigger to lynch. I don't use that word. I say a family gathering. Look at this. Written by a white man. This is your history, America. And I'm just damn bold enough to speak on it. This is your history. And we supposed to forget that? No, Muslims, we don't, like Malcolm said, we don't do the love our enemy thing. If you don't like me, I don't like you. If you want to harm me, I'm going to defend myself. It isn't good sense to love someone who wants to kill and get rid of you. Now, I'm going to name you now the perpetrators of this gang rape of Recy Taylor, September 3rd, 1944. And by the way, do you know in a court of law, they admitted that they did it, and they still found them not guilty. How in the hell can you admit to a gang rape of an innocent woman and you get found not guilty? Well, welcome to America. Under questioning from Gamble, who was the chief of police in Henry County Jail, Wilson, which was one of the men who raped Recy Taylor, admitted picking Taylor up and, as he put it, carrying her to the spot. He gave up the names of his accomplices: Dillard York, Billy Hoverton, Herbert Lovett, which was the person who pointed the shotgun at her, Luther Lee, Joe Culpepper, and Robert Gamble, he said, all had intercourse with her. Here's where the lie comes in, though. Wilson swore that they didn't force her. We paid her. So she is going to take money for 6 white men that she don't know to gang rape her. Really. But in other testimony, they admitted to gang raping her. But then when they got in front of Gamble, who was at the Henry County Jail, then they said they paid her. Come on now. So, as said, E.D. Nixon, who was the local president of the NAACP in Montgomery, Alabama, where Rosa Parks was, he sent his best investigator, which was Rosa Parks, back in 1944 to go to Abbeville, Montgomery, to investigate what happened to Recy Taylor. And another thing that they don't tell you is Rosa Parks' grandfather was a student of the most honorable Marcus Garvey. She grew up going to school and used to take classes with the teachings of Marcus Garvey, our great ancestor who said Africans for the Africans. Matter of fact, my good brother Dominic, who I will be interviewing this Wednesday at 8 o'clock, if you look at the caption of our interview, it says, "Up, you mighty race, accomplish what you will." I got that direct quote from our ancestor, Marcus Garvey. Up, you mighty race, accomplish what you will. Rosa Parks' grandfather was a direct student of the Honorable Marcus Garvey. She was a warrior. She wasn't some Rudy Poo old woman just sitting on the back of the bus and decided to be stubborn that day. She's been in the fight long before 1955, the supposed start of the civil rights movement. They hoodwinked us once again, because what they wanted to do was, they knew they couldn't lie and take the civil rights movement out of history, but what they did was they took out that part of black women being raped. Do you know black women used to be raped at bus stops? They used to be raped on the bus as it was moving in the deep South, mainly Alabama. Oh, I'm so hype. Used to rape black women at bus stops. Mainly, they would rape black women. You know, back at those times, we couldn't get regular jobs. So black women would go to white men and rich white people's house and clean their house, and they would promise them this money. But it was something else evil and sinister in the deal. Rape or forced sex. I'm not going to pay you your money unless you do this, this, or that. So a lot of black women were taken advantage of and raped during those times, just trying to make ends meet, just trying to make money for their family. So that was the start of the civil rights movement back in the early 40s, not with Rosa Parks refusing to give up her seat. That was 11, 12 years later. And again, finishing out, here is the proof right here. Get this powerful book. At the dark end of the street, black women, rape, resistance, a new history of the civil rights movement from Rosa Parks to the rise of black power. It's right here. The proof is right there, and it's other documented cases in here of rape of black women during that time. It's all in this book. Documented proof of the rape of black women from slavery time, but in particularly before the quote-unquote civil rights movement started in 1955. That was the backdrop of the civil rights movement. But what started and sparked the civil rights movement was the rape and sexual abuse of black women in the homes of rich white men and families, and sometimes in the public, at a bus stop, or sometime as the bus was moving. A sister be sitting next to a white man. He start fondling and fingering her and stuff as the bus is moving. And it was no punishment, no recourse, nothing. Just like our ancestor Ida B. Wells said, get this book. It changes our perspective in the real narrative of the civil rights movement. So I just wanted to share that with you tonight. Share this message so we have a proper perspective of history, because they don't want you to know that. They don't want you to know this. They X that part out. So you think the civil rights movement started with a little old lady refusing to give up her bus, or refusing to give up her seat on the bus. Not true. So again, try to join us tomorrow as we hit the streets there on West and King at Lincoln Charter School at 6 p.m. I just need a few brothers and sisters to join me so we can get our people. And then tune in to the interview with my good brother Dominic on Wednesday the 15th at 8 p.m. on Local Access TV. That's channel 16. And we'll be streaming it live on Facebook. So please share this message, because they're not going to teach it to you in the school system, right? So also, I know it's rough, but get this book, Without Sanctuary. This is the lynching, again, of Laura Nelson. Look at that. On a bridge in 1911, lynched her and her son. The lynching of Laura Nelson in Oklahoma in 1911. Look at that. Accused her of stealing. Bum rushed her house. Look, all them white men on that bridge. They said at least 90 of them raped her. Are you joking? Look at that. Hung her and her 15-year-old son. 1911 in Oklahoma. The lynching of Laura Nelson. Damn right I tell the truth, and I ain't afraid. I'ma die anyway. I might as well go down swinging and doing what the Most High wants me to do. He put me here for this, and I ain't afraid, and no one is going to tarnish my name, make me out to be some kind of villain, even though I know I have faults. No one's going to tarnish my name in the movement that I'm trying to start, which is simply waking up the masses of our people, not to shine the light on me, but to do God's will. You will not tarnish my name. I've worked too hard for it. Go find something else to do. And anyone that wants to follow someone that tries to tarnish my name, I warn you, you're messing with God's child. I leave you in peace as I came. Assalamu alaikum.